Can't wait to see the little again. Here we go, guys. Underway now. NAVI vs EG, game number 1 of a best of 3. Loser goes home, winner stays alive, and moves in the lower bracket round 3. Shot at the lower bracket final. All of those games to be played later today. So for EG, should they win this one, they up to potentially 4 best of 3s in 1. It's a grueling schedule for them. With that, we introduce the teams. Universe will be heading off as his, at this point, iconic face of Void. He had a magnificent chrono, to no one's surprise last game. We'll see Arteezy in the dead profit mid, Fear on the also with the early blade picked up to deal with Nature's Prophet and the shenanigans, PPD and Shakiro, that will die, Hopino on the Venom Answer. For Navi, they were about the level 1 rush. They sent in the chance to see that 5 heroes rotate pit, but fortunately for them, EG are not accepting it. On the side of NAVI, we've got a new roster here with 2 new additions. The 3 cores still remain. You've got Phonic and Nature's Prophet, Bendy on the Taker, that puts SNG into the support Beastmaster. It is indeed the most vengeful spirit, so it is the farming and that lives Bankcore. It's the Visage. It's a little bit awkward running the Beaster in an aggressive trial if that's what Navi wants to do, because the hero doesn't offer you much early levels. You really want to both the X's. He doesn't have much control until you get 4 level up a few times, and ideally you just want to get level 6 and that 4. But they do have some pull here. If you take that early point in the aura, in Inner Beast, and combine that with the Spurs to the table, power drop. But you can see what Navi is up to. Waiting for the root and also in position to stop any potential efforts to get a ward up near Tinker's Ancient or even to block them. Now we enter the lane. And I'm having the best creep blocker. Easy got the better from there, so he's going to be taking him the river. But he knows with this EG lineup that I'm beginning to lag more and more. He sees PPD and Button on us. He knows that state of the game, they're not really looking to gank. Could change in that here. Not only pulling the essentially he's actually juggling. PG are trying to get a little bit more off the map, and no. Perfect whirl. At it again. Hopefully it cools down a little bit if it stays this bad, but if it does good, I may go for next. Sure that everything works properly. Yeah, they're giving Zayas farm in the top lane. It looks like PPD just kind of hang on him. Oh, I thought you were giving him farm. There's much from being against this try. Yeah, this is at this point, just the way that Navi showed quite a bit about the past. I think call it 2 or 3 weeks at this point, where I'm constantly aggressive sports early. Even if it's a fully aggressive trialing, they are going smoke ganks, putting pressure on the map. The result is Phonic left to the bot lane. It's okay for now. This Void doesn't have the mid of the level just for kill, but once he gets close to level 6, once he starts leveling up Bash and puts back can't threaten for Phonic, but for now it isn't much danger. And always, as we see using choke point jungling very effectively. For those who aren't familiar with it, the idea is there's certain areas on the map where each tree and the creeps only one hit you at a time. So you don't have to fight creeps, it's a more efficient way to jungle. This is more we get these guys. They are rare, so they'll hit you anyway. So Fear's gonna have a hard time to rest this camp. We'll slowly bring it down. Might have to come back and get first, but he's up to a pretty good start for a jungler, so I believe he's pulled from regen initially. We'll see Navi decide that they can't really do much in the south lane, and even if they do, shutting down a Venge and a Twin Dragon is not a very threatening duo of heroes. So they'd rather rotate the Beastmaster on the map, make sure he secures the Pierce farm, maybe even begin stacking the Ancients. They've already moved a 3 potential stack, or sorry, 2, but they'll have them for support soon. And he's got the 3rd stack opportunity. So for now, it looks like he'll be stacking the media camp towards mid, but at some point, the Ancients is his next objective. They commit some other hero to do this. Probably consist in those efforts. The goal is just singular: make Dendy a beast. Dendy is holding steel points. Most of the time, when March, if there's not a to finish off Arteezy and jump out early, then he'll certainly take it. He's got in the push. I mean, this is their factor. A little early for him to kill Roche, but they just make sure that he doesn't even think about it. If they send 2 or 3 heroes, they could take it this point, but for now. Now just doing the scouting near the mid lane. Happy looking for someone to rotate in. He starts to Arteezy, tries to drive him off the lane, but doesn't quite have the patch for that. In fact, he's the one who's forced off. Alright, passive laning fix. In terms of farm, doing extremely well on all lanes. Interesting. Like, already diving through Universe 13-1. And Void normally here who wins a lot of 1v1 matches, he needs Rich Heroes because he's very difficult to harass and he has great stamina. But just now, he mentioned he is running low on regen, but this is where he can harass him a little bit. Like, have his phase boost, and Universe wants to punish that. Look for Bash, he's not going to kill him even if he did, but at least make it worth his while diving that far. The problem is on the transfer back the other way. They continue to harass him as well. I think already even if they're getting out far, simply because NAVI aren't any of those early goals. So often we've seen over the past that's where NAVI are really scared, is when they get into the snowball mode. Kill you on fight on your tower, kill you on your tower, kill the tower. That's been the NAVI modus operandi, and they've returned to it as of late. Still, not too much to shut down the end of profit is farming well. That's where you need to look for and as we look to get towards the mid game. We'll probably see the early Mask of Death. In fact, already out for Fear. It's got a smoke to kill the Hawks here earlier. The time is not quite right to scout it, though. As I say that, the Hawk's coming back. Denny is March. You can drop it a bit. EGB needs to invest a lot. They can put pressure Denny and draw the type of NAVI away from the rush pit, but already the Hawks there, just waiting for Fear to come out. He's gonna keep on slowly snapping and lane goes in, get the burp, easy. I think he's a tank now, but it's a bit laggy. Funny still finds the first blow with the phase boost. That runs his way out. Fear can work. Rose, so it's an extensive effort. They do lose an 80 props to trade. Fear will very patient to kill this off. Now he's gonna have to fire still effective as well. Every auto attack. Never have to worry about dropping too though. Already claiming the 80, so first blood NAVI, but there was the 1-for-1 trade and the 8 as well. And as soon as it looks like the action, I will shoot for that reaper guy. A little bit of pressure mid lane. And starting to have a stun on Arteezy, tripped him low, couldn't finish him off. Will back off in the end. The nature of a gold splash, they're upset. Alright, we're gonna chance.
Much more of this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
BTS. I think I did miss a kill. Actually, really, 3 kills. Come on, Dota. Even the players are lagging now too, but they lost their Tinker and the Nature's Prophet top lane. Not the only one of us. That's bad. Tinker just completed his bottle in Soul Rain and only has a double stack in the Ancients. Looking at Dendy's other camps, there's some decent stacks in the jungle over here, so he can help get his boots to travel a bit quicker with that, but it is going to be a little worrisome for this Tinker having that early death, and if they can keep the pressure up, use the Death Prophet ultimate, maybe secure a quick tower. Ideally, you'd like to pressure the tier 1 mid, though. That's going to be tough with March, but force the Tinker to either rotate to the Fen or just give up map control, because once he gets the boots of travel, it gets a lot more difficult to take those towers down. I suppose on that note, what's the plan for NAVI from here? Funnick is going for the Null Talisman Blade Mail build, it looks like. Already the 2 Null Talismans picked up the phase boots as well, so it does not opt to go for the treads that we saw from Bone 7 yesterday, but a little bit more of an aggressive item build. Doesn't help you split push as much later on with that lower attack speed, but at this stage of the game, great for hunting single heroes down and Also nice against a hero like Ursa. You do not want to let the Fuzzy Wuzzy get next to you and start giving you a love bite. Keep your distance from the bear. I have a reconnect from Havost. Hopefully he's not lagging as bad as I am. He is in China after all. Looks like we'll have the unpause now, so hopefully it's a little bit less laggy and we don't have to reconnect again, though I guess we'll find out soon enough. Seems a little better. Alright, very good, very good. Hope it stays that way. But yeah, this is when EG needs to be getting those kills, and ideally taking objectives too. They got the early Aegis on the Ursa. He's still sitting on it. See if Fear wants to actually complete a Vlad's, or if he just goes straight into the Blink Dagger flash phase boots. But whatever they go for, the important thing is that they keep the pressure up on Navi. Even if Tinker gets boosted travel, that's okay. Don't let him farm like the Blink Dagger on the top. That's where you really have to worry. Oh, the aggression is coming from Navi, not from Easy. Onto the bottom lane, onto PPD, they'll jump. He's not even that far out. He's forced to drop the macro pound. Funnick immediately TPs to safety. I think he could have just ran away from that, but he wanted the full HP and a little shopping trip in the meantime. Apparently PPD's having visual. Inside of China, but entirely sure. They are sieging now. Fear, maybe wanting to just give up his Aegis. The Prophet all comes through. Well, whether he wanted to give it up or not, it's gone now. They look for the tower sign. Maxcore doesn't get it. They actually find the way of the Venomancer work. And Maxcore now, caught out by Arteezy, probably going down to one right, but he will. Arteezy forces him back even farther. While the Ursa returns. Goes just for some lane farm. But Universe will continue to farm towards his Mask of Madness, and once he gets this, that's where he'll want to start finding some additional kills.
What a bird!
I do miss the Familiars getting the kill on the Venomancer top. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Navi's still not ready to get online, though. They need the Boots of Travel on Denny. They'll need the Blink Dagger after that, and then with the Beastmaster Roar and the Hawk teleports, then they can start to find some pickoffs around the map, but this is where they're a little bit weaker. The laning stage beginning to break down, the Nature's Prophet not finding as many low HP heroes to go for, and before they really have their other core items elsewhere on the map. Seems fairly stable for now. Knock on wood. Time walks forward, and then the Chrono to follow this one up. And, well, Universe is attacking very slowly because of the Grave Chill, but it's enough with the Macro Fire. That's going to finish him off. PPD's to trade, and now does Universe actually try to fight this one? They swap Zai in towards the rest of the team. Maxcore finishing him off, now chasing a Ghost, but they're not killing this Faceless Void. He's too tanky. They'll try it with a Grave Chill just to harass him a bit more. Funnick really wants this. He did have his ultimate. He was close to the kill, but not quite there. EG does what you need to do when you're losing those fights elsewhere on the map. Just push out the top lane, prevent Navi from taking objectives, and see Dendi farming from the low ground. So a very efficient place to farm. Lets you check the rune quickly though. Unfortunately for both him and Arteezy, the runes actually spawn bottom into haste. But yeah, you can send a march, just barely clip the creeps, and also remain in a good position to walk directly into the rune spawn. It's also good for stacking while you're on your way to check the Universe will does he have a bash available? Come on, get that bash, Universe, he does, and now Funnick goes down. Well, the RNG is strong. The kill is there. That's another good one for EG, now leading 7-6. Leading by 3k gold, 3k experience. It's a solid lead. They're gonna try to extend it with Fear picking up a Midas, not going for the early Blink Dagger. Pretty unusual, to be honest, but I guess they look at Navi's draft and say, we're ahead. We know it's going to be hard to end the game in the next 10-15 minutes, even if we get some kills, because of all their way clear. I mean, it's not just the Tinker March and the Prophet, Flip and Ultimate. It's everyone else on the team, really, especially the Beastmaster with the axes, as well as familiars that can cut creep waves and just generally slow down the that's off. This top lane, they've gone in our team, they roar him immediately, throwing a full complement of Visage spells his way, and quickly melt down the Death Prophet. EG not finding a direct return for that investment that Navi put out, but they'll look for one mid. Bugged up. Hero. Unfortunately, Dendy's already got the boots of travel. Not the fastest timing by any means, but considering that he had the earlier death, it's a decent timing.
Are fortified.
Well on his way to the Blink, 900 gold up. He's actually keeping in. Onto the Hawk, onto the high ground, a safe place to farm. One rocket out on the Universe, instantly dropping him to half health, but the tier 1's already fallen. The Void of Mass Madness quickly finishes him off. Now PPD, bad engagement, just avoiding him. He's right nearby, and Universe finds the Chrono, just catches out to the Macro Pyre onto Funnick, holding him in position while Zai will deliver his own ultimate, but now they've got to back off, and there's no backcharge for Universe. No, now there is on the Prophet ult, but way too late and way too low for him to go in further.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Again, Navi using their mobility to great effect, and we see Dendy getting involved very early in these fights. Not focusing purely on just split push and farm, which is more the route we saw Eternal Envy take. He did go for a lot of ganks after he got the Dagon 5 E-Blade Blink, but we didn't see him offer this much aggression, and part of it is just that Navi have the better roaming supports around the map, and in terms of, well, not even supports, but just roaming heroes, I guess you would say, in the Venge, the Beastmaster, and Visage. Alhavos nearly completing the mechanism. He's getting tanky, and this is not an easy hero to bring down with the Chronosphere, because Venge has really high base armor at this stage of the game. Does swap it, Arteezy directly into Dendy, who happily collects his kill. Havos may pay for this, but well worth it. They set that to kill off the Death Prophet, and they might get Universe's betrayed with the Medallion popped on Universe. He's dropping low. Using the trees, but the Sprout gets the vision. That's secondary soul function enough to secure that kill. Only then does Fear arrive. He gets blinded, but just after the kill occurs. Now it's Funnick's turn to run high. Doesn't have to Sprout for 1 second. He can drop it, but if Fear gets next to him, he's probably going down the hill, and then isolated. Self-Sprout, not enough. The Quelling Blade eats his way through, and Fear collects his just desserts. The refall in the end for Navi. They do get the 2 biggest heroes on EG. Sure, there's a Midas on Ursa, but he's an Ursa against a lot of crowd control. Swap, the slow of the Visage, the familiar stuns that can come, the roar, even if he does get a BKB, is always a concern, not to mention blind and the mobility of a Tinker that makes it difficult to lock him down. So if you're keeping down this Void and the Death Prophet, I think you're still in okay shape for Navi, even if you have a few slightly unfavorable exchanges. And now the Blink. So they will get the mobility item that the Earth needs to get involved in these fights. You could see Roche just respawning. The Hawks already scouted this. But the question is, can Navi fight into the pit? Very mobile lineup. Very good at single target pickoff and also effective at taking towers. But they don't excel in these 5v5 team fights. Later on, perhaps if they, just because they have so much mobility, they can almost always have a shot at that initial jump that gets them a 5-4 or 5-3 fight. But at this stage, if you walk into the pit, you're walking into the Venomancer ultimate, the Macro Pyre in the contested area with the Chronosphere there, and on top lane, the Death Prophet's been brought down. Funnick rotates in with the Blade Mount. Dendy arrives as well with Boots of Travel, and they get a kill. Once again, EG forced to trade the Arteezy Death Prophet. He's just been dying a bit too much, I feel. 4 deaths already at 14 minutes in. Hasn't taken too many objectives off those deaths. And it's just tough not to get caught. If you're not with your team against Tinker Prophet, against the Beastmaster Hawk and the Venge and the Familiars, you're probably dead. It's basically a...
Dire's
I mean, I
bottom
would call it
tower
like
is
a
under
4-hero
attack.
global lineup. And even Venge is... She's not global, but she's a great +1 to have to those ganks. Very
Dire's
scary
top
to go off on your
is
own.
under attack.
Arteezy apparently doesn't have enough fear.
Dire's top
They
tower
will lose the tier
has
1 top,
fallen.
EG. Now the tier 1 bottom also dropping low. Universe is in position. He's got a Chronosphere ready to go. And they're bringing in reinforcements. Oh, Universe jumping in. He's just a bit too late to catch out the Tinker, but he will find another already goes down to half. The Quilter has ended, but for some reason the initial enemies to remain. Confirm not to mechanic. Zoom out for lose the bench. But the boy. Here drop. He just gave the disintegrated. So he does that. He gives the second class. Spirit bomb with the he picks the blood. He had at mid neither. Killed off by the force tree. And then the TV's oh no, don't in there. He's under one more before finds the kill. Yeah,
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I think he was canceled the TV. Other than that, he just ran away and only saw him show up on the map. Do get a Tinker kill. Still, he's the hero on that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
13. Still a very close game in terms of an alright lead EG's way, but not an overwhelming one. It's more just they have the map control right now. You can take these tier 2s out. The 3 with the other 3 will probably not be able to. Nice pump on his career by wanting to pass up. And now because he keeps on getting auto attack. Outside and Raul TPD. Then he's gonna him more kills here. With his plus 86 damage, look and Spirit and the man. Oh, now he's looking for more. Just right from our all good resistance. The most speed for 2 halfway ever played. That's Chronosphere. Got 3, but he can't quite finish the initial one. He will back him up. Yeah, like this. Alright. It's actually Chrono, we just can't see it. Alright, well there were...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
When the Chronosphere is not ready for the engagements that they begin, Tinker just dies as well. Right as we reconnect, we see the 2 global heroes go down.
Dire's bottom tower.
It was a good swing there in the previous team fight, but now it's come back to punish them. Vangscore pushes in mid. They're gonna have to split push and stall this because without the Tinker and Prophet on the map, they do not want to be taking any kind of engagements. But yeah, when the Chronosphere is down, and it does have a decent cooldown, even at level 2, still 100 seconds. It's a lot harder for EG to take those fights. They need that level of control to deal with the Tinker, but even when they do have it, there's still Swap, there's still Roar, and not to mention there's the Nature's Prophet Sprout as well, which can frustrate a hero like the Ursa if he tries to run in for auto attacks. Navi are just very difficult to fight into, even when the Chrono's online. But without it, there's just no way you're getting a good jump on them in most fights. We will see Fear work towards his next item, and this almost certainly will be a Hex. There's a slight chance he could go for a Lincoln Sphere to deal with the Roar, and the laser, but realistically, there's still a lot of other single target nukes, and you really need the lockdown against the Tinker. So once he gets the Hex, we'll probably see Universe with his Maelstrom and maybe his next item, something like a BKB is an option to deal with the Tinker's Ethereal Blade and Dagon, which are a long way off, but he does have the Dagon 1. And maybe an Aghanim Scepter is the alternative choice, but yeah, they'll want to start taking some more aggressive fights and going for tier 2s. They've managed to secure the Roche twice now, but they haven't done anything beyond that. The tier 1s fell early this game, and I still think Navi giving up a kill here or there is okay. Their game plan is just keep the lanes pushed out, prevent EG from taking towers, and Courier that died in the earlier fight just now respawns. That was a fully loaded Courier, I guess. Thought I only saw an energy boost. Maybe it died a second time. We were disconnected. Either way. Oh, maybe they just put the items in there. That's probably what it is. Now they're hunting familiars in the secret shop, but these familiars have just constantly been hiding over the tree line, coming back in, chipping away at the tower damage. Very effective rats. They are technically gargoyles. Then G supposed to push. Spreading the map out a bit, and we haven't seen Navi quite resort to the tactics of Cloud9 where you're just fully hiding in the tree line, but well, they may have to if EG start to go after them with the Chronosphere. And speaking of going after Navi, EG are smoked up now. Universe in the front. Got a beautiful, beautiful glowing hammer, the Void Hammer. He makes his way towards mid. Might get bank score here. The March of the Machine's just ending, but Tinker's back to the base, so it's not the biggest loss if they lose bank score. They will. With the Universe jumping in. No, he doesn't have a Chrono. He actually is worried about this Tinker rotation in. He cancels his TP in the end. Doesn't end up going. They're a little too close to the tier 2. And EG just overall thinks better of it. And that frees up Funnick top lane. They've drawn everybody back more or less. Here we'll take a rocket to the dome. And Funnick will retreat, but not before doing about half the damage to the tower. And this is important for Navi. If you want to run this kind of a strat, you need vision, and you need your opponents to be played in the dark as much as possible. Looks for a swap in. He wanted to fight that. He's a brave, brave man. Speaking of brave men, it's Universe spot him. He can't go onto the Prophet. He drops the Chrono, but he's got to wait out the blade now. Now he tries to finish him. Funnick drops low to this. Dendy actually did TP in, but Universe has to retreat. Dendy lasers one. He can rearm and go for a secondary rotation. Universe is thinking about it, but not going to do it. Dendy TP's out. So both teams decide to back down from Code Red. Code Red. Both continues to tank up, overclock here. I'm curious to see what his next choice is. Maybe something like a Heaven's Halberd. There is a Chronosphere to remove that evasion, but very nice for disarming an Ursa who's not going BKB. The Void is potentially, but hasn't completed yet. The other main option is going to be your Aghanim Scepter or a BKB of your own, but I don't really think BKB is the best for Navi this game. There's a lot of physical damage from the Death Prophet ult, the Ursa, as well as the Void, and I would say if anything, it's an Axe, maybe a Heaven's Halberd. Probably Axe being the worst stuff. As the smoke recurs, Benji scouting with his Hawk and just looking for openings. They're going to TP the Nathan Prophet over the top onto Arteezy. He pops his blade, and then they roar PPD, and they turn their attention back to the Jakiro, who is happily offered as a sacrifice. Double damage on Havost is here, and they're ready to push. He's hitting for 200 right now. Funnick, meanwhile, hitting for 250 with the Venjar. Bankscore, though, is off on his own, and he will be pummeled by the rest of EG. The tanker TP'ing in has to cancel that one. Havost is not afraid, though. He's going to swap one in. The tower does go down. They don't actually have Funnick for this. He's fighting the top lane. Now he's going to TP in. Havost will pop his neck and tries to deal with fear. Chrono connects up too, though, and now they focus anybody down in time. Havost dropping low to this one. Dropping low. Doesn't die before getting the stun off. That means the Universe goes down. Dendy goes Scepters and retreats out. Arteezy on the chase. They can go for a Dagon E-Blade rotation. Arteezy's got to be careful. He gets blown up by Dendy. They lose 3, but they've lost 4 in exchange. If they can keep this Tinker alive, though, it'll probably be alright. Not great, but not the best. Now Gale and Dendy. He's not trying to rearm and TP out. He just keeps on trying to run. Now the Ghost Scepter. Then the Blink away. And close, but can't get him. Jeez. Navi are under the gun. But Dendy is farming as Ethereal Blades out. Slight lead for EG off the back of that fight, but like I said, it's not an overwhelming victory for them. And ultimately, the Tinker lives. And that's where like you can make a trade that looks worse in numbers, but if you have a Tinker and he doesn't die, it's still not bad. Especially this game. There's no Storm. There's no Batrider. There's really no Clockwork. Those, to me, are the 3 heroes that, if you want to go late against the Tinker, those are the ideal 3 to have. Doom is not the best at catching him, but he's a good +1 if you have one of the other 3 to grab him all over the map. They don't have those. BG still looking for a tier 2 tower. Taking alright exchanges here and there, but starting to slip a bit in farm. Universe did not go Midas, and we don't normally see him do it. He normally goes for this build. Sometimes we'll see him go for... Generally, it's the BKB next. Sometimes if they're really far ahead, he'll get more of a damage item, but I'd say like 8 times out of 10 it is this exact build, and You've got an Ursa with a completed Hex, but at the end of the day, it's still an Ursa. Melee hero has to right click, so it's vulnerable to the blind and Tinker. And doesn't have any mobility skills, just a single Blink Dagger. Which sounds okay on paper, but you're going up against Marks the Machines, Prophet ult, the Familiars. There's a lot of ways to disable the Blink, and you only get the one Hex, so you better make it count. Then the Infonic split push. They scout things out, and again, they're just using all their summons so effectively. Trance to see where heroes are, Familiars all over the map. The Beastmaster had a gem earlier. Did they lose in the last fight? I think they might have.
Dire's
Back on the
tower
courier now.
is under attack.
It's on the Dire Courier, so they did lose in the last engagement, but they had it to provide vision and help maintain map control. Here, working on this one quickly. Doesn't get matched, but it's easy for him to drop his ultimate, and both drop slow. Everybody is still alive for the timing knowledge in front of him. The backside of play once again. Universe delivered. Catches out 2. Spotting trapped in the pit. Navi are going to lose 3 for their trouble, and they brought in the whole team. They wanted to fight. They could have gone for split push top, but they didn't do it. Now Dendi, Jules in the air. He wanted to blink out after this. He gets silenced too, but they gotta prevent this Blink Dagger. It's 1 second from pulling out. Universe time walks in. They get Dendi as well. That's the kill. 4-0 fall. And now they're even denied this. Zaya works in on it. Fear will clean up with Mother. Once again, Universe. Oh, Universe, guys. Punt to the Chrono. 3 here is basically enough to bat. That was a very close movement from Navi. We had the Prophet top lane in the team for your tower. They've already brought Rush low. You don't have anything to lock down a 6 roar.
Radiant's bottom
And you're
tower
walking into
is
the
under
pit
attack.
against a team that's going to have balance reward.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Naturally favorable terrain for Navi, or for EG to fight Navi in. They tried to pull. I mean, I think
Radiant's bottom tower is fortified.
that is expensive. Our little here finally. Then nowhere to go. Navi that is game number 1. Getting picked off all around the map. The on the side. 8 seconds after the kills. Got a BKB up in the universe now. The big thing is that Dendi is still pretty far.
Radiant's bottom
They
tower
can
is under
withstand
attack.
the next round of pushes. Somehow fight their way up against the Aegis. Not complain of Rax, maybe try to death or 2. But get rid of the Aegis and hold the base, and that's what happens. Split push to try and go on the back. With no Aegis, you're going to have much better time cracking it. This is seriously good for getting the kills. Also nice against the base support. When he doesn't catch the Tinker, Tinker keeps his teammate, so it's another answer to the crossfire. Just a 0-blade teammate. What's fair if his BKB is already been used and not available for that, and you'll have another way to not be good tools to deal with EG, but that being said, EG has just a small firepower, a 12k gold lead, a 20k experience lead, soon a heart on Tarath and Arteezy. They may be getting to the point where they can just brute force. Again, it's really like install this, and he's itemized for split push. He picks up on the honor now. They don't have anyone great to throw it on. Okay, but it's just more about the attack speed, the pure weight that it offers. I imagine we're going to see the dagger soon now, because against a void hexing Earth, you have to be able to jump away before they can initiate the one on you. And if you don't have the blink, you just can't play aggressively enough to keep playing them. EG defend mid for now, but we'll push this. So wait for the heart and Arteezy, it looks like. Any other big items coming. Fear, really big in the way for him. DKB is a choice. EPG just work the center. Yeah, just the recipe rather. EG with some okay attitude, but the main one is good on Arteezy, and you're gonna want to push with this Aegis before they fire. Bottom. Quite yet. We'll face this void here. It's the way to really judge him. Now look for aggressive move. I'll be trying to restash the map until they lost when they lost their gem. They easy towards the map. The takers are safe to go. able to gun maneuver. He finds the opening. BKB's the was actually a Chronos, I believe, but just didn't get the enemy short. Alhunting that score and smashes him to it. He gets a flash, finds the double kill. Arteezy also found the whole Arteezy got but I'm sure without even the most thanks to Ghosts. And it goes down. And EG can push straight on. Then he's got a split push. He's going to be joined on the side lanes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
One familiar flanker, that's all they have. And it's easy to
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
middle tower
has fallen.
I'm getting confused now. I think it's fine that we were NAVI.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That doesn't quite have the right click power yet. There's no Necro Book 3, there's no Artour later. He hit art, but not that hard. Yeah, out of the tier 2 that notification. Alright, we're gonna chance this recon. Gonna be how EG look to take this game. Okay, while that was happening, apparently Denny's Tinker was caught top by Arteezy, so did end up going down. So they lose their Tinker, who was trying to stall the game out. We have yet another pause. The lights, I guess, at the venue a bit of a distraction. Yeah, EG is streaking. That is a good way to put it. To K-pop-tosis. Keeping me company on a cold, lonely fall evening. Valve is not keeping me warm. Perfect world. It's not Valve. Perfect world in particular. But they just can't have this many deaths on the Tinker. He's died enough that he's basically even with the enemy Ursa at 32 minutes in network. In terms of towers, it's only a one tower advantage for EG. It's a pretty minor lead in terms of that. They have taken the Roshan repeatedly, but you look at Denny 6 and 5, and you just see it's a different kind of Tinker he plays. He once wanted to come to fights very early, and it worked well. But the downside is if you play that level of aggression too often, and the enemy team is prepared for it, you are risking more deaths. EG have been able to find them. He does have to stay active on the map, though. They can't let EG get to death ball status. Do not let them group up as 5. Do not let them get near you. Your base with the Death Prophet ult ready. So it's a tough decision for him as to when he gets aggressive. That's where the vision comes in handy. But although they got some wards up earlier, we see one still lingering near the Roshan pit. The gem that they gave away to PPD, it's really killing them. When FNG died in that team fight about 10-15 minutes ago. Gave EG a lot of map to go back and NAVI still have decent control anyway because they've got all these summons they can throw around the map. The Treants are scouting, the familiars are hiding, and often split pushing. We will see if us actually opt for the BKB. Which, I mean, there is still a lot of magic damage. You're looking a lot from Jakiro, a lot of stuns that don't go through BKB, the Gal slow. BKB dodge that if you're quick. It's still not a bad pickup, but I really feel this game, like, if you die as Venge, it's probably going to be the Chronosphere, Ursa right clicks, or the Death Prophet ultimate. And ultimately, getting the swap of every 10 seconds allows you to do a lot more free. They found FNP mid. You just want to push out the lanes and he pays for it. Gives EG another kill. They're already grouped up mid. Remember, last time they came up mid, they took a tier 2. This time, I think they're looking high ground. They don't have the whole team here, though, and Trump is pushing against them. So the familiars will try and slow Arteezy down. He does have his ult ready, but not much of a wave. Just 2 very low HP creeps up top lane. Universe hunting. Still finds Funnick with the maximum at his boot speed. Not see him. Funnick back on the mid. They look for the Jakiro here. The Vengeful Spirit stun was dodged by a timely Yule Scepter. As a result, both is on the back foot. The platform is actually now nice defense. 0 placing Denny. 5 tries the most time, but not enough time, or maybe it is. With the silence there, it looks like he'll survive for now, but the miss is not so lucky. He gets cleaned up. They stab not spread out very well by Vayne scoring. Each in position to put high ground. They've got to fight through the mark, but they're sneaky enough to do it on the Death Prophet. As Arteezy sits at 2,800 health. The Ghost will return, unfortunately for him. So they look further for FNG. He gets silenced, but silence doesn't go. They still have some push power here from Fear. They'll have the bonus damage of Enrage as well as the attack speed of Overpower. And that does help you to bring down towers quickly.
Middle tower has fallen.
They found Zai, but he gets force stepped down. Trying to keep him alive for now. He actually force stepped himself down. And the neck cools down. FNG will fall. And Arteezy looks for more. They can smell it. They can taste it. They're hungry to take this game on, and Dendy will be next on the list. GG. It's a team wipe. They all die. The game. It's a 38-21 win here for EG. They take it convincingly, and they do it against the Tinker Prophet, something that many other teams have struggled with as of late. With that being said, the good news for the NAVI fans is it is a best of 3. So they'll have a chance of redemption here, but one more loss, then their trip to China will be short-lived, and they will finish towards the bottom of the bracket after a strong start to day number 1. With that, guys, I'm LD.